important about you do?
Alright. Like try this?
You never get it. My name's Thorsten Stein and I'm a member of the Clyde Valley Orchard Cooperative, and we've been around now for roughly about 10 years trying to revive the orchards that used to be all over the Clyde Valley, mostly plum, but now also a lot of apples, other soft fruit. And we, in the past, have already planted about 700 and more new trees in the valley in order to revive what was here. People used to come into the valley for the blossom in the springtime. They came here again, and obviously in summer and autumn, to buy the produce. And it's probably impossible to bring back the business side of these things. But what we try to do is just to get enough money back to plant new trees, to maintain what is here, and to save a very important heritage of Scotland and of this area of Scotland. The produce here is fantastic. They have some very, very good Scottish varieties, but also other international varieties that do very well here in Scotland. And yes, I think we can be very proud of what we can produce here. I'm very happy to share it on places like the Fruit Day, and other smallholders festivals and other places where we do juicing, where we sell our juice, where we show the produce, all the different varieties that are grown here, over 50, 60, 70 different apple varieties. And also trying to teach people how to look after their orchards, how to prune their trees, how to keep all the undergrowth low, to make sure that the disease is being kept out as well. And just giving a little bit of knowledge to the people so that they can look after their own little orchards. We are also involved in things like an orchard mapping, trying to see how many orchards are still around. We have records of probably about 100 years old now, and so this year there's a new mapping going on, and we are involved in this as well, and to see where there are new orchards, old orchards, and so that's really what we're all about.
Could you maybe show me some of the varieties that are on display here?
Yeah, so there's some really good varieties. For example, here a nice old Scottish variety, Melrose White. It's a dual-purpose apple, which is a very reliable apple. At the moment, it's still a little bit early, but if you leave it for 2 or 3 weeks, it's a nice eater, very, very reliable. Old variety from Melrose. Other ones, like Scotch Bridget. Again, it's a cooker, wonderful cooking apple for baking, for pies. It keeps its shape. And again, very, very reliable. It doesn't have a lot of disease either. Some varieties, certainly, they suffer a little bit more than others, but these ones will be doing very well. Laxton's Fortune, it's not a Scottish variety, but very, very good, reliable eater. Wonderful acidity, very fruity, wonderful. But even things that some people think can't be grown here, like cocks. This is a Queen Cox, and it's a fantastic apple. At the moment it's still a little bit hard. Again, leaving it for 2 or 3 weeks, then it becomes a very nice eater. Very often people think then they can just pick off an apple off a tree and can just eat it as such, and very often that's not the best thing to do. It's actually better just to leave it for another 2, 3, 4 weeks and to ripen, and then they can develop their full flavor, they become a little bit softer, and they really, really benefit from it. Whereas others, like Discovery apples, wonderful apple, wonderful eater, that won't keep that long. Certainly not in our house, because we will eat it straight away. It is a wonderful, also for cooking, and also the nice pinkish fluff. Really nice, very light. So Others, old varieties, Keswick Codlin, very good cooker. Again, boils into a fluff and is very hardy and reliable. Others that are not doing so well necessarily here in the, more to the west, but in the east they're doing extremely well. James Grieve, wonderful apple there. Very often in the more towards the east of Scotland it's much more orangey, much more red, but here they just don't get enough sunshine. They don't really like it. So another one which I absolutely love, the Bloody Ploughman. This one is a very small example of it, but it's a nice sweet eater, an early one. So again, early varieties, very, very good for Scotland here, because obviously the growing season up here is not as long as in other varieties. So that's just another one. Charles was a dual-purpose apple, really large and again very reliable. As you can see, it's not so prone to disease, and it's again one of those apples that does extremely well in Scotland, although it actually comes from the south of England. So
And which is your favourite?
My favourite apple, my favourite eater would probably be one that's not here, and that is a Cumbersnethan Pippin. And the Cumbersnethan Pippin, unfortunately, this year didn't carry any fruit. It probably was frost at the wrong time, at least where we have the trees. It's a wonderful, wonderful apple. I absolutely love it. And another one that we don't have here, that's not really grown that much here, is Holstein Box, which comes from the north of Germany, just as I am. And it's one of the most reliable ones as well. It does well if it's not so cold as well. And certainly in Germany, it's all over the place. Wonderful, fruity eater.
Great. Well, thanks very much for showing me all the apples. And there's a bottle of my Clyde cider.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed. I'm sure I will enjoy it.
Well, you tell me you've already seen it.
Yes, I've certainly seen it, and it's it's been very, very good. I really enjoyed it very much, I have to say. So just shows what Scottish apples can produce. Fantastic. There. Congratulations for this. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.